Alright guys, today I was doing a takeover for somebody in 3v3 and we were having a little bit of troubles with their damage dealer not doing enough damage. Then I started using Astralith. This is not a new team, it's been talked about before, but I haven't seen it talked about too much recently. Now Astralith is a destroyer of giants essentially. She can destroy teams that really you have no business destroying. Now what is so special about her is her A2 skill. Attacks one enemy, places 2 bomb debuffs that detonate after 1 turn. This debuff cannot be resisted. Now by itself, this doesn't seem super amazing, but when you pair it with a champion who can spread debuffs, the debuffs being spread also get this effect. They can't be resisted. So a champion with 0 accuracy who can spread debuffs will spread the debuffs that Astralith places because her A2 cannot be resisted. So now all of a sudden you have 2 bomb debuffs on the entire enemy team that last 1 turn, and if built correctly, they will destroy a team that you have no business killing. Now, when it comes to her build, you're going to want to stack attack. Attack is all that matters, and speed, of course. So push attack as high as possible. You don't need savage, you don't need lethal, you don't need cruel, nothing like that. So it makes it easier to build your other champions because now you have more gear freed up for other champions. Now, with the build we have attack percentage gloves, we have attack percentage chestplate, ideally attack percentage boots, but in this case, I wasn't able to keep her speed fast enough because you do want her speed tuned correctly with your team. So on the top row, we have just some more speed pieces. Ideally, I'd have something like Cruel, possibly even the offense set, but more attack is going to be better. In this case, I ended up having to go Perception, I guess, for the extra speed, but this is how she's built. So attack ring, we have attack necklace, and then a banner for more speed, because I guess we don't have anything with attack with also some speed, unfortunately. So the build's a little bit tweaked, and it's definitely not optimal. We also have a blessing that's not optimal on her. For blessings, we could probably go Brimstone. We could go all kinds of different blessings, but honestly, it's not really going to make much of a difference. I don't know any that makes bomb damage higher. If there was one, we could go it, but you guys let me know down below what blessing you would go in your Astralith. But for now, we're going to check the masteries. There are none. There's no masters whatsoever. So she doesn't even need them. She really is a very easy champion to build. No books. However, the cooldown reduction here could be nice. Now, when it comes to the team, you do have to have one other specific champion. And in my case, I'm using Tahanarok. Now, you don't have to use Tahanarok here. There's 3 other options. Well, kind of 2. Harkin is a little bit weird. I'm going to explain that in just a moment. But Vizier is a solid option. Jag Bonesaw, his skill kit reads like he's a solid option. I've actually never tested him with this specifically, but these 2 options should work without an issue. Now, Tahanarok works out solid, but you do have to be mindful of stuff because with Tahanarok, she will, let me see, she will place her A2 ability if she has enough accuracy. And this Tahanarok has 346 accuracy. So sometimes you'll have her actually place her decreased attack and block buffs, and they won't spread the bombs. So instead it'll spread her decreased attack and block buffs. For example, we're against a team here with 571,000 player power. This is a great team to test this against. So what I'm going to do is turn meter boost. We're going to lock them all out except for these 2 champions on the far right. These 2 champions have a lot of resistance. We're going to place our bombs on this Rhodos. We're going to use Tahanarok to spread it, and you'll notice that nothing gets spread. The reason for that, well, except for 1 bomb on Galathir, the reason for that is because Tahanarok in that case was trying to spread her own buffs. They require accuracy to place, they require accuracy to spread, whereas Astralith, we're going to use her now to place the bombs on a champion who we know has enough resistance. The Yumiko, I believe, has about 500 accuracy. If she's getting resisted consistently, this Astralith would get resisted as well, but it's unresistible bombs. The Tahanarok has similar accuracy to Astralith, and she is about to spread 2 bombs to everybody. And there we go. The Siphi and the Lydia are dead. Now, unfortunately, the Galathir is probably going to survive because he is a very tanky champion. We didn't do enough damage. We did 90,000 damage to him, only took his HP down 50%. So obviously, he's a very tanky champion. We need more survivability. I could swap HP. That seems like kind of a bad idea considering he's lower HP than me currently. Now, currently, we're just not in a good spot, right? We're not in a good spot to actually do this. We could res the Astralith. Just kidding, we can't. So the concept is there, right? This team was a little bit above what we could actually kill reasonably. If the Astralith was built with more attack percentage, it'd be a different story. We could get much bigger hits from those bombs. But let's go for an example with UDK. UDK is going to be built in Stone Skin, right? And a lot of times for your... Okay, he's not in Stone Skin. this is not really the most ideal situation because I want him to be in Stone Skin so I can actually spread the bombs guaranteed. This team works very good against Stone Skin enemies. Not so good against teams that, don't have Stone Skin. Kind of foils my plan a little bit. But once they get a turn, they're dead. They have two bombs that last one turn. That means they can't cleanse it, right? They get their turn, they can't cleanse. They have no turn to take to actually cleanse. So we turn it on full auto, UDK goes down, Scylla Drakes goes down. Everybody is just crumpling, and it's over, right? I want to go against a team that's a little bit higher up, level 100. Somebody who's actually pretty challenged, like a tanky team that we have no business, like I said, actually fighting. So UDK team, a Harima team. I want a big, bad, tanky team. Where is one? No. I guess there's none. There's some in 3v3. Okay, here's a good one. This is a pretty solid option here. 363,000 player power. We got a UDK Python. We have some strong, solid options. Unfortunately, the UDK is not in Stone Skin because I want him to be able to resist this stuff because he's actually... I could have spread the other two. I did spread the bombs, thankfully. It's best if he's in Stone Skin because Tahanarok can't place her debuffs through Stone Skin, but she can spread the bombs that also go through Stone Skin. So now we just fast forward the fight, turn on full auto, and everybody's going to die. Bombs do extra damage to Stone Skin anyways, so they're about to blow up completely. So the Tremna has Swift Parry, a very interesting counter here. She's dead. The Python, he could cleanse or he could res if he could get a turn and actually survive, but he's not going to, right? 2 bombs, crack his HP. Let's see how much they hit for each. Couldn't even see it. I can't even see where they're going. But Tahanarok absolutely did some crazy damage. Sorry, I guess Tahanarok did, but it's actually Astralith doing the damage here. So now let's jump into some 3v3 fights. So I'm going to go against this team at the bottom. I'm going to use this setup here. We're going to have the Tormund against the Arbiter, the speed team. We're going to have this team against their team 2, though I may end up skipping that fight just because it may take too long. And then we'll have the Arbiter and Astralith versus this team at the bottom. Basically, I never run speed versus speed because speed into speed is essentially going to be just an RNG fight. Unless you're just incredibly fast and know you can win all the speed races, there's really no reason to even risk it, right? I rarely ever risk those fights. Now, in this fight, hopefully we can win it. We should be able to. Hefrak popped off with some more of those A2 abilities. I think Ankora already rezzed, right? Kymar has a stun. He has a strip as well. Didn't go to everybody, but I mean, he's popping off with damage. He got some crazy good damage. Very solid. We get the reset from Kymar. So essentially 3 of his AoE A2s, because of the Kymar reset, the one ally being killed, he just gets all kinds of those A2s. And then Tormund doing some extra damage as well. I like this team a lot. And this team is probably going to be a reset, honestly. Unless Wukong strips their UDK, it's probably... Okay, well, my Wukong died. We're just going to skip it. It'll take too long. So this fight, we're going to turn meter boost. We're going to lock them out. I hate Armons. Now, when you do Astralith stuff, make sure to not target Magic Affinity champions. If you get a weak hit, it won't place the bombs. So we're going to go for Venus here. Boom, got 2 bombs up there. And then we're going to spread it to everybody. So now the bombs are on everybody, and everybody's dead. So this is a team that if I would have ran a typical speed team with like Skull Crown, we would have lost, right? This could still be a loss, unless if Cupitus never gets a turn, it could be a loss. Just because he's just going to keep counterattacking like this. Super slow, but it's a win. So if Skull Crown was against this team, it would be a loss because she's going to keep hitting into his AoE counterattacks, and it's going to be bad news all day. So let's go to another one. Let's see what we can fight. So this is a Hefrak team there. We have another Elva team right there with Wukong, not a problem. We'll go this matchup. Now the Armons team, we'll go the freeze route and hopefully actually freeze them. Who knows if we actually get it off. And then this bottom team with Mithrala. We could use this Astralith team, probably not the best though, to go against whatever that bottom team was, Tormund's, because we have no block buffs against them. So here we've got some champions frozen. Very nice stuff. We stun them. We sleep them, and then Hefrak pops off. Boom, boom. Pretty simple stuff. Now here, turn meter boost. Lock them out. Astralith, a team that most of the champions in this account really couldn't deal with too easily. But we're using a speed team against a slow, tanky, steady team. Place the bombs on everybody. Now, if you do run a different extender besides Tahanarok, the weak hit could possibly cause the bombs to not be extended, so it could mess up your plans. So if you want to run a different extender, try to get one who's, try to place the bombs on a champion who is not going to weak hit. Vizier could be good here. for example. So now we get UDK dying. Obviously, Sun Wukong comes back. Not the most ideal, but he is locked out. We do have Yumiko. You don't have to have Yumiko here. You could have a Kaimar. You could have another turn meter booster. Yumiko just works out so well because she locks out. It could be a Warlord. There's tons of different champions you could use in this spot. It's just a good speed tune option. If you're going to do the speed version of this, you want to make sure the team's actually speed tuned. If not, it's just going to be too complicated. So Sun Wukong, let's see if he actually strips everything. We have him opening up with the A3. If he does strip, great. But honestly, it's going to be too hard to actually kill the Harima in this team, honestly. Because she's going to use... her passive reduces the defense ignore. So we're just going to skip this. I don't want to spend the 3 to 5 minutes plus it'll take to actually go through that fight. So we're just going to skip that one. Let's do another fight here. So this one up top, this one right here, we can go the freeze team. This one on the top, great option for the Arbiter team. And the bottom one is a pretty good option for our UDK team. So this one, once again, we're going to turn meter boost. We're going to lock them out. This is a team that could be pretty difficult, right? Pretty tanky, pretty survivable, maybe challenging, especially with a Skull Crown option. We're just going to place the bombs. Reaction, not a problem, not a worry in the world, because even with reaction, see, boom, everything's fine. Everything is A-okay. Bombs blow them up. Big damage there. 94,000 HP destroyed. Absolutely wrecked. So we got some champions frozen. Inithwi, unfortunately, has not been frozen yet. Still not frozen, unfortunately. But he kills a Kaimar and Heffrak smacks. Unfortunately, Heffrak does a smack, but doesn't actually kill everybody. So we're going to be in this a little bit longer, sadly enough. Unless somehow he gets back around to his skills. But I think we're probably dead here. Unless I can actually get it. Oh, no. He actually froze Inithwi again. That's amazing. So we kill Inithwi. Heffrak keeps doing his stuff. He'll be back around in no time. But the consistent freezes from Torment is just so good. It's just so... Well, how's she reset her stuff? I don't know how that happened, honestly. Torment's dead. Block revived. Duchess is probably in a little bit of a bad spot now. Just unfortunate little freezes from Torment there. Didn't place him when I wanted him to. But it's okay. This team we should do pretty well against. And as long as you win 2 out of 3 of your 3v3 consistently, you're going to go up in ranks, right? And if your defense can do good, you're going to be fine. Which, speaking of, that team is not good on defense. The bomb team, Astralith and the bombs, for some reason, doesn't always target the leader, at least not when I'm testing on offense. So you don't want to use it on defense. It's going to have some really weird targeting if you try. So really, there's no reason to even do that. I was hoping to kill the Heffrak there. Unfortunately, didn't. But I will target the Kandrafon this time with Wukong to do his A2. So hopefully we get... Okay, I don't actually want to kill him before that. I want to wait until he's like got a big gap of HP, basically. So provoke the Heffrak. And then Wukong, big smack on the candy, and kills everything else. Now let me talk about the other champions you can use besides Tahanarok. So I mentioned Harkin Greatblade. Now, she has an issue. And so I'm not certain how it works with bombs, because I can't test it. He doesn't have Harkin on his account. But if it extends the duration of the debuffs by 2 turns, this is horrible. So you don't want bombs to be a longer duration. You want them to explode instantly. So if she didn't extend, she would be amazing. But I'm pretty sure she does extend the bombs. I can test this on my account to make for sure. If she doesn't extend the bombs, I can just correct that down below. But I'm pretty sure she, in fact, does extend the bombs. So you don't really want to use her. Vizier, the other option, is a Dark Elf. He is right here. And his A3 ability applies a debuff spread effect, taking 2 random debuffs from the target and placing them on all enemies. He's not going to need any accuracy. He could use accuracy, but he's not going to need it. Now, he could weak hit and not spread the bombs, I'm sure. So you want to make sure to not be hitting Spirit Affinity champions. But UDK, stuff like that, no problem. But it does lead you to basically only targeting Force or Void champions, because anything else could be a weak hit from Astralith or could be a weak hit from Vizier. Next champion, who's not really talked about a lot, is Jag Bonesaw. So Jag, for his second part of his A2 ability, applies a debuff spread effect, taking 2 random debuffs from the target and placing them on all enemies. Damage from the second hit increases by 5% for each debuff transferred and each debuff applied through the debuff spread. So basically, he's going to be a very solid option for this as well. He's a Spirit Affinity champion, so when paired with Astralith, they could target the same champions. They both good against Spirit, both good against Force, both can do fine against Void. So you have less restrictions with Jag versus Vizier. Ultimately, though, if you have Tahanarok, go with her. Just try to go against teams who actually have your Stone Skin. That is the Astralith showcase for the day. If you have some debuff spread champions that could go well with Astralith, give her a shot. Have a speed boost champion, have a champion to fill in the speed gap. Could be like a Kaimar, could be a Yumiko, could be a Lysandra, Shuzin, all kinds of different champions who could do that. And then throw in the spreader plus Astralith, and you're going to have a pretty solid team who can take down some pretty monster of enemy teams, like some pretty giant teams. Like you've seen it. We had some teams that we had no right destroying, but we destroyed them pretty easily. Now for Live Arena, this is probably not going to work out great because Live Arena, you really can't get Astralith plus 2 Hanorok in there. But if you could, maybe it could work out great for you. So here we go. We're going to make sure it is a good affinity to go against. We have a Force Affinity champion there. Boom, and then 3, 2, 1, everybody's dead. I love it. Well, except for Wukong who comes back, but he's locked out anyways. Warlord would be a great champion to lock out with as well. But I mean, it's just smooth stuff. It's a fast win. It's smooth. Yeah, give it a shot, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.